Hello students, today we are going to read about the poetry. As we have, as you are told in the last class that the book Poet's Pen has many poetry from English and American writers. So today we are going to start the poetry. And the first poet is the most popular poet in English literature, and who is William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born in 1564 and died in 1660. He was an English dramatist and a poet. In Elizabethan age, William Shakespeare prospers very well. He was known as the most famous poet in that age, and also today we read it all over the world mostly. And he belonged to the Elizabethan age. Elizabeth was the Queen of England, and Mr. Shakespeare was the greatest dramatist and the greatest poet of this age. He wrote around 154 sonnets in his lifetime. 154 sonnets in a lifetime. In them, 126 are addressed to his friend Mr. W.H. and or other 26 poems are addressed to the dark lady who is said the beloved of Shakespeare. Shakespeare is an actor also. He acts in many acts of Ben Jonson's play as in Every Man in His Humor. Shakespeare has wrote many tragedies and many comedies and many romantic plays. As in tragedies, there are famous plays, the King Lear, the Othello, and the Hamlet. These three are the most famous tragedies of Shakespeare. And there are comedies also, As You Like It, and The Midsummer Night Dream. And in romantic plays, there are the Romeo and Juliet. In comic plays, The Merchant of Venice is also one of the famous plays of Shakespeare. In the time of Shakespeare, there are the time of the plays, and the subject is of variety. There are written the comedies, there are written on the romantic plays, but Shakespeare is the only person who mingle the romance and the comedy in one thing. As we saw in As You Like It, as we saw in A Merchant of Venice, and we saw in Romeo and Juliet, he mixed the comedy and the tragedy, comedy and the romance in a play or in a drama. All the word is a stage. This is a very dramatic poem. This can be said dramatic because it shows the 7 stages of a man. This poem is a statement from Shakespeare's famous comedy As You Like It. As You Like It is based on the royal family's quarrel and royal family's dramatic situations. And in this play, there is a melancholy fellow which is called Jacques or Jacques. Jacques is a melancholy fellow, while the touchstone, the other character, is very jolly in his mood. Jacques is very melancholy in his mood. He behaves like a bore personality. He always said that, oh no, where is the word is going? Oh no, this is not, this should not be done, that should be done. Always become very sad. When the king hunted a deer, he said that, oh, we came in the forest and we killed the animals, while this is the home of the animal and we are the intruders. She behave always in melancholy tone. She sings melancholy songs under the tree, and the famous of one of the famous song is Under the Tree, and this statement is given by Jacques. All the word is a stage. This is a very famous poetry poem and a statement which is given by Jacques. According to the literature, it is written in the blank verse. Blank verse means there is no rhyme scheme. There is no rhyme scheme particularly in this poem, and Shakespeare write in a blank verse this poem. So we can say that this poem presents the 7 stages of man. So there are the 2 titles of the poem which are famous. First is All the Word is a Stage, which is the first line of the poem. And second is the 7 is stages of man, which is the title suggested by the many critics and many writers later. The poem. The poem is in a philosophical tune. As I have said you that Jacques is a melancholy fellow and always talk in a philosophical tone, and he says that the word is a stage and there are the 7 stages in every man's life, and he lives his life as an actor. There are entrance, there are exits in everyone's life. Entrance means the birth of every person, and the death. Exit represent the death. It is told by Jacques, who was a melancholic character in the play. This statement is given by Jacques. He seems to spend all time mourning the negative side of man's character. There are two types of personality in all over the world. There are two types of person in all over the world. One who sees only the optimistic side of the element, and one the other is who see who sees only the pessimistic side of every element. There are the two types of. In this play, both types of characters are at present, are present. First, Jacques is a melancholy fellow who sees always in the pessimistic side, and the other is Touchstone, who was a fool and always looks at the bright side of the thing. In this verse, Jacques describes the 7 stages of man. These 7 stages are called the 7 ages also of man. The 7 ages are described as well. First, the infant, the age of infant. Infant means the little child, very little child. Second is the schoolboy, the winning schoolboy who was very naughty, who doesn't want to go to the school. And third is belong to the age of lover, which is very romantic. And in the play, as you like it, the third, the age of lover, is very similar to the character of Orlando, who loves his beloved very much and write the poem for his eyebrows and for her beauty, and which is Rosalind. Orlando loves Rosalind too much. In the forest, Rosalind disguised as a man's form, and the name of the character became Ganymede, with his with her sister Elena. So the fourth stage is the age of soldier. It is very important stage in every man's life, because in this age man become very active and he work like a dedicated person. He is ready to go anywhere and he can do anything. This is the age of a soldier, and this is the age of soldier called 18 to 25. And then suddenly the scene change, and the fifth age is called the justice age. While man crossed the soldier age, he became just like a justice and behave like a justice, always speak the old sayings and the modern instance, and he behave like a wise person, and his round belly is very famous. Round belly is became a part of his body, and became very slightly lazy from the soldier to the justices. And the sixth is the old age. It shows the decrease of the role of the man on the stage of the world. And in all of them, the last is the second childishness, the second childhood, or the very, very old age. Because in this age, man have lost his teeth, has lost his eyesight, man has lost everything. He, he cannot eat properly, he cannot drink properly, he cannot think properly, he cannot see properly, nothing. He cannot do anything without the help of other person. Now, we will see all the stages one by one. First stage is the stage of infant. Infant is the first stage of every man's life. When the person enter into the life, he start mewling and pucking in nurse's arm. These are the two qualities of every child or every infant. Infant means a little child who is dependent on the nurse or dependent on the father and mother. He is mewling because nothing on his stomach is proper according to the machinery of his stomach. So he mewling and pucking. Mewling means crying, and pucking means to vomiting everything. He take he takes it takes the milk and vomiting every time. It takes the milk and vomiting every time, and destroy the dresses of its mother and the nurse. So we can say when we enter on the stage, at the first time, or we enter into the world at first time, we are dependent on the other person. As we can see in the stage performance, the new characters or new actors who came on the stage first time dependent on the other person who gives him the backside support. The backside support as the dialogues delivery, they make remember them about the dialogues, which dialogue is going to come and what is the proper dialogue or what did he do, what should he do on his performance. So we can say this is very important and a very important stage of man's life. Now the second is the school boy. When we became more elder than the infant is turning into the child, and child is into turn into the boy, and he was or he is admitted to the school. He was winning school boy. He is called winning school boy because he doesn't like to go to school. Every child wants to stay at home. So the second stage is the school boy. And every actor of the theater acts like a schoolboy at a time because he is very he feels uneasy to go to the stage. And his statue, there is a statue, or can we say the school bag on the back of the child, which was given by the school or by their parents, by his parents, is very heavy for his age. Snipping, shining morning face. Yes, this is this means his face is very shining. He shows very bright face and creeping like snail. He is unwilling to go to school and make creep to their foot and unwillingly to go to the school like a snail. Snail is an insect who walks the most slowly all over the world. He can cross the blade in 2 or 3 hours. It is very slowly, we cannot see the movement of this insect. It is mostly found in the rivers and in the bank of seas. He is unwillingly to school, creeping like snake, shining morning face, is stature, and the winning schoolboy. These are the qualities of the schoolboy. And now we turn to the third stage, which is the stage of the lover. At that time, he became something independent because he finds someone who care him or whom he can care. He fall in love with a girl or a girl fall in love with a boy. And the boy who fall in love with a girl sighing like furnace. Furnace is a type of hearth or heath. He sighs. He takes sighs, oh my beloved, where art thou? Oh my beloved, I want to meet you. Means he writes many songs on the memory of his beloved. With a woeful ballad made of his mistress eyebrow. He composed many rhymes and he composed many sonnets and he composed many love lyrics and sad songs on the memory of his beloved. This age is called ideal age because the infant age and the lover age both are called ideal age because in this age man's mind become very idle because he doesn't want to work. At the age of childhood, or can be said at the age of infant, he is not able to work anything. And in the age of a lover, he doesn't want to do anything. And he always busy in the composing the poetry on the praise of his mistress eyebrow. He is sighing like furnace, means the warm wind come from the mouth of him. And then the important role of the man's character comes the soldier. It means the age of soldier like behavior, not the soldier. It is the person behaves like a soldier in this age. He is ready to do anything which is given to him. He is jealous for the honor. He is ready to go everywhere. He can fight with anyone and he can do anything. This age is called the full of possibilities and full of occasions. And most of them, first is full of strange oaths. He take the oaths, oh, I will do this for my country. At this age, man loves his country too much. Beard like the leopard. Leopard. Leopard is an animal which has a spot and belong to the lions family and is very fast in running, and it has a little beard on the front of his face. And all the person who has in the soldier, who is in the soldier age, beard like the leopard, because this is the first beard which appear on their face, because they have crossed the adolescence. And sudden in quarrel, jealous in honor. The soldier is very jealous age because he want to only he loves only one. He loves only the one person, and that is himself. He loves only himself and jealous to each other. Sudden in quarrel, he is ready to quarrel to anyone, and he is ready to do anything which is given to him. So the army officers also selected the person of the age of 18 to 25 because it is called the soldier age. Seeking reputation. The person of this age always seeking here and there the seeking reputation, which is called the bubble reputation, because that reputation doesn't exist anything in all over it, and ready to go on the mouth of cannon. Cannon is a big gun which shoot with a round, and we can say that the cannon is very dangerous weapon in the field or in the battle, but the soldier is ready to go in the mouth of cannon because he loves his country very much, he loves his reputation, he is jealous in honor, and he is he has very warm blood in his veins. So this age is called the age of the soldier. We have read about the four stages. First is the infant, second is the schoolboy, third is the lover, and fourth is the soldier. First and third are the idle stages because man is dependent on the other and doesn't want to work anymore. And the second and fourth ages are the active participation in the society's work and participation in the school or college's works, because at the second age men interfere with the other students or other persons who met him in the school, and in the fourth age he faces the society. He behaves like a mature man and he want to ready to go anywhere which is given to him. He want to do something for his country, he want to do something for his family, he want to do something for his company. This age has importance in everyone's life because this is called the action age. At this age, man decide about his career. This is the age when a person should know what does he wants. Man always should know his aim. This, and most of you also are of the age of the soldier because you are an students of the after the adolescent age, or can be said as the mature age. Now we turn to the fifth age. This is the downfall of this story. The climax of the story is the fourth age, which is the soldier age. Now the story goes on a fall with the age of the justice age. This is a relaxing age because man became relaxed in this age. His there develops a round belly in front of him because he eat many capons, or can be said the chickens, and his belly become full with the chickens, and the fat shows his belly before the front size, full of white sauce, and the instance beer in formal cut. At this age, he became a formal personality. He shows the formality, and he shows that he was very wise, and says many sayings and instances and examples. His mind was full. His mind is full with example, modern example, and his mind was full with the advices. He gave advices to everyone who met him. And his beard like a format cut means the soldier is in the soldier is the person take or person have a beard like a pard, beard like a leopard, and which is very dramatic because the first that is the first mustache or first beard of him. But at this age, at the justice age, he have a formal cut beard because he has to go, he has to go to the offices, he has to go to the colleges to work, he has to go to the field to work. So she take a formal personality, and his beard became also formal. His mind is with his mind is full with the wise saws and wise examples, and his mind is filled with the new instance, and his mind is with the new experiments. So she advises everyone, whoever met him, whoever meets him. Now we can say that there are the five phases which shows the positive side of the life. Now, when we summarize all these stages, as we say that the first of all, when an actor enter into the house, into the stage, we see that the first stage is just like an infant. Second stage as a schoolboy. Third is as a lover. He plays the part of a lover. Then the part of a soldier, and then the falling action as the justice is. Because now the fruit is going to be ripened, and the sixth is turned in a negative end, the old age. Lean and slippered pantalon. He became very lean, he became very thin because of the old age. And slippered pantaloon. He saved some slipper for his old age and wearing a pantaloon which is called a pants of losing pants, loose pants, and the slippered means the uh, chappals, and with spectacles. He wears a spectacle on his nose for because his eyes became very weak because his golden period has gone. In actor's life, there is also the same story. When he entered into the stage, no one is knows to him, and he was just like an infant. But when he progressed in his life, he gained some popularity as a schoolboy, and then suddenly he became very important and he became a lover. Then the highest point of this popularity is as the soldier, and then the decline as an justices and the old age. The old person has a spectacle, some spectacles on his nose because his eyesight became very poor. And there is a patch on his side. The skin patch on the side of his mouth, and the voice became very treble because he has not the power to speak the words with the same enthusiasm, with the same power which have in the soldier age or in the lower age. So she became very weak, and his voice also became very terrible, and so we can say this goes to the last stage, the second childhood. This is called the old or the very, very old age. Second, childishness. Because we love ice creams, we love sweets in the age of child, when we are child. And now, in this is called the second childhood net, because in this age also people love to eat the ice creams and want to eat the sweets. And he has not the teeth in his mouth, the eyesight became very poor, he cannot recognize anyone, and his taste, there is no taste on his tongue, and sense everything. Sense is represent to without. Sense teeth, sense eyes, sense taste, and sense everything. Means he is without everything. There is nothing proper in his body. He is going to dead. Similarly, and in an actor's life, there was a time when he is without fame, he is without his fans, he is without everything. Nobody mentioned him, and he lived an unknown life in his own room or his own home, and this age is called the second childhood, the second childishness. This age is called second childishness because a man loves or is man dependent just like an infant. An infant is dependent on his mother, on his father, on his nurse. And in the age of the second childishness, the man depend on his son, on his daughter, on his grandson, on other nurses. So we can say these are the similarity in these two ages. The infant age and the age, the second childishness, are the similar with each other. The boyhood, or can be said the second age, and the fourth, the soldier age, are similar in the action. First age the infant age and the lower age are similar in the sense because in both ages man doesn't want to work, and the fifth is the justice is has no similarity with anything because in that age man become very mature and his mind also became very mature. He has many wise souls in his mind and he has many modern example in his mind. So, this is a very beautiful poem which is written by William Shakespeare and it is taken from his comic romance, or can we say romantic comedy as you like it. This comedy belongs to the four major characters Orlando and Rosalind and Oliver and the Aliena. And the king and the brother of Orlando and many other characters are there, but these are the major characters. Oliver want to kill Orlando, while Frederick want to kill his brother Ferdinand. Ferdinand want to kill his brother Frederick, and Elena and Ganymede are the disguised character in this play. Rosalinda became Ganymede and her sister Celia became Elena because they want to go to the forest. And when we find the melancholy fellow Jacques in this play, he always loved to melancholy, he always want to live alone. And the other character is Touchstone, which is very merely, which is very happy and who behaves very happily with everyone and love to dance with everyone and want to marry. We saw that the Jacques doesn't like the life of forest in a start, but at last she became completely turned and she shows the opposite behavior of him. She want to live in the forest. She shows because he is very philosophical in his attitude and he said all the world is a stage and all the men and women are merely player and they play their roles on the stage of the world and they have their entrance and their exist means they have their birth and they have their death. All the men are actors on this stage. There are 7 stages of every man's life. First is infant, and second is the boyhood. Third, the lover age, and fourth is the age of soldier. Fifth age is the justice age. Sixth, the old age, and the seventh is the second childishness. First and the last ages are depend on the other person because at the first age, in the infant age, we depend on our parents, and in the last age, we depend on on our sons and the daughters or grandson and granddaughters. So this is the summarization of the poem, and on the next class we will read about the next poems, the Death, the Leveler, Essay on Man, and the Solitary Reaper, which was written by William Wordsworth, and other poems are there also. Today it is enough for thanks.